Hello everybody and welcome to the ninth C tutorial, I understand, and today we will be looking at our pointers to arrays. Now what makes that quite useful is that rather than accessing it so specifically by including a number into where in the array it should access, what we can do with pointers is we can point them at arrays and just increase the pointer, and we can point to the next element in the array. So let's get started. Go to my directory, which names eludes me. So yes, it's called pointer to array. So cd pointer to array. I'm gonna go in here. Go nano main.c. We're gonna do all of our usual stuff. If I can actually press my keyboard correct. So what we're going to do is we're just going to make a regular integer array. I'm going to call it banana. Just do that, and then we're going to make it equal 1, 2 and 3. So, and you know what, let's make this interesting and ask user input on it. So we've got default values up there, but -m-n, and we're going to ask for user input on this. I could copy and paste it, but to be honest, I'm not in the mood for copying and pasting in command mode because it's irritating. So banana. Remember, we always start at the 0th one. We can So yeah, we're going to basically be writing this out. And you may have noticed that we have a new banner, and that's just something I quickly made in Microsoft Paint, as it is probably quite obvious. Again, as I say, I could copy and paste this, but I'm not in the mood. Obviously there are more efficient ways of doing this, like accessing directly from the array in this case, but this can be really useful in some cases because you can, say, pass the pointer to a function. And that's always useful, especially when you're writing quite things that aren't like quite complex games and such. So what we're going to do up here, which I could have done a lot earlier but I didn't because of reasons, is we're going to declare our pointer, as we do. I'll just call it banana point. You should really, in actual fact, be using. You should be using like smaller names, but I just wanted to illustrate the point. So what this does is, since banana already has a pointer in it, this is writing a pointer to a pointer. So what you do if you do this is that it creates an incompatible sort of thing. I mean, it doesn't influence how the program runs, it just sort of changes, the syntax and changes the compiled code, which is quite important. So just to demonstrate this, we're going to output our numbers. We're going to do it the delimiter of banana point. Banana point even? Yeah, banana point. Remember that delimiter, like dereferencer rather. And then what we're going to do is we can increment banana point. And what this does is it doesn't increment it by 1 byte in this case, it increments it by 4 bytes because in a bog standard integer there is generally 4 bytes, as I mentioned on the second tutorial. I should probably put a /n there, but when this doesn't screw up. Again, one thing I should have mentioned is you can do this on Linux, and you can also do it on bog standard Windows, but the thing is with Windows it's a lot difficult it's like not such a friendly environment to programming because it's designed for people who aren't interested in this, like business and such, whereas Linux is designed with a lot of the developers in mind. suppose, because you don't generally expect, at least when from Microsoft Windows perspective, for like your standard person to be programming much. So what this goes here is it will print the first element in the array, or at least it should, because I tested it and it worked. And then you increments it by 1, so it goes to this one here, prints that, and then increments there, goes to the third one. Obviously this will be different because of that. So I'm going to save it here. I'm going to go compile it. Oh god, I've made some boo-boos. Huh. I bet I missed like one thing out. These things tend to do that. So let's see what we've missed. Let's go back, see what we've missed. So we've definitely missed some sort of... Ah, I know. Most of you probably noticed the first time, but I missed a speech mark. You see, complains about little things like that. You wouldn't go so bananas if it wasn't like a regular, if it wasn't C. And there's still an error. Oh, I forgot another one. You see, these things are very easy to make, and they're made by the best of us. And you will definitely make them as a beginner, and probably once you've developed C, look, now it works. Let's keep that tiny, so would I call it array point? Yeah. By the way, don't let that XE thing fool you, because from what I know, you can only run it inside Cygwin. Let's type in 3, 5, and 7. We should get 7357. Because, this is interesting. You see why that is? It's because it loops back round. No, it's not. It's because I typed it up there. It's just sometimes when you exceed the boundary of a array, it will just loop back round, and it's sort of a bit like overflow. But yeah, I suppose it is like overflow within variables, in that it just goes back to the start. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did, and the next lesson, which I believe will be the 9th tutorial, will be on comments. Thank you for watching.